So I have this cute little character that we're going to be crafting into something a little extra. So I didn't want to leave any of you behind, since this project is going to be extra beautiful. I'm sorry. So basically, in order to make this character, I used my own Not Another Crap kit, which is using both plaster, water, mix it all together, shove it into the mold, and then we unmold it. But, let's first talk about the, drumroll please, Not Another Crap kit, which is my only craft kit to date. And I wanted to say a huge thank you for all the amazing support. Those of you who got it before we sold out, you should have gotten it by now, and if you didn't, please message Smart Art Box. And for those of you who pre-ordered after we sold out, we are ready for you. Right, Smart Art?
Oh yes, Jackie, as you can see on the bottom right, the boxes are ready, and underneath me, we're just waiting for that last thing. So yes, we're ready.
All right, Smart Art is ready. Shipping containers. So despite the fact that we are ready, we're just waiting for the items to be released from the shipping dock to arrive to the warehouse. But once they're there, they're going out fast. And for those of you who missed out, you have one last chance. Listen here, we are not making any more pre-orders, we are not getting more items from anywhere else. At this point, we're just emptying the warehouse. So if you absolutely want to get your Not Another Crap kit that is packed with so many goodies, where you get a mold that is handmade by me and you won't find anywhere else, and lots of great goodies, hand-picked paints, my own paintbrushes, and a little bit of everything, and you can turn them into amazing characters that so many of you in the community have already been sharing with me. So if you want to pick yours up, which is only going to ship out after everyone who already pre-ordered in August gets theirs, make sure you check the link down below. Again, this is last chance. We are not picking more up. We're not reopening for pre-orders at this time, so get yours while you can. And by the way, for those of you new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe. Usually here we do a little bit of chaos crafting and interesting reviews. Make sure you click on all notifications while you're there, because you will become a grain of salt in the Salt Shaker family. So let's go ahead and do things to this character. By the way, this video was recorded during a live stream, so you're going to get a mixture of live stream Jackie versus current Jackie. You get a little spiciness in this video today. And let's go ahead and talk about the character design. I wanted something kind of bunny-esque, but also a kind of magician with a wand, a little bit of, you know, foresty magic thing. Keep in mind, I do need your help because we absolutely need a name for this character. You'll see why. It is a very special character and I need your help to name it. And I'll give you the choices at the end of this video. And we're going to go ahead and use our Cause clay. This clay is just so wonderful when it bakes because it becomes flexible. It has all the things I love about Sculpting and just that added extra flexibility to it. And yes, it is pretty soft right out of the box. And we want a kind of circle to start with because I want to start with the mask. Again, let's look at the character design. And it has like this skull mask right on top. So we go twirl our little clay and then flatten it. I'm really hoping that we would get a crack, and look at that. We got the most perfect crack right on top. And I think it's going to fit just perfectly right here so that we can make our little teeth. And for that, we're taking our little cutty tool. Look, that is the perfect jaggedy teeth under there. I don't know what has that many teeth, but apparently it does now. And that's the perfect spot. We're going to hold off on putting it on the face just yet because I don't want to keep mushing it up. Let's go ahead and make the little bunny ears. For that, we're going to make 2 balls of clay. Just make it a little pointy carrot kind of thing, like so. And because we want to avoid having them droop in the oven, we're going to take bits of wire, also included in your kit. Everything I'm using is included in the kit. Liquid Sculpey is absolutely necessary if you want your clay to stick on the figure. Because this thing is made out of plaster, clay will not stick, so you must use your liquid Sculpey, put it right on top, smooth everything in, and then we go and put our mask. Holy carp, I'm loving this aesthetic so far. It's looking really good, cutting in the little eyes. Again, anytime you need to put something, don't be shy with the liquid Sculpey. And it's looking so far so good. Let's go ahead and make the little vine that goes around its waist so that we can make it a little more presentable, if I might say, a little family friendly for now. And we're going to twist it like a little vine. You're going to see this is not going to be needed at this point. Here's a little leaf. Basically, just make a little triangle, flatten it out, and then use the back part of your sharp pointy thing to make the texture. I love making textures when it comes to leaves. And we're going to have some issue with this leaf later on because I did not secure it. Oh my god, I love it! Everything so far is pretty good. I wanted to give it its own little armor, which again are leaves. We're going to pretend that these leaves are in fact magical because it is a magical bunny skull dark magician creature. And the textures again on the shoulder pads. And at this point, chat kept telling me we need spikes everywhere. So I went ahead and added a couple of spikes on the front, and then chat wouldn't stop by telling me, hey, we need more spikes on the side. So I'm like, okay, I am at the mercy of the chat. And I have to say, chat was absolutely right. All these little spikes are so perfect, and I can't get over the fact that this crack on the top of the mask looks just so good. And at this point is exactly when I knew things were going south. Because chat had a taste of power. Not only did they know that they could influence me in putting more spikes on this character, but there was a really high demand for a booty. Chat needed me to make 2 little balls of clay, put them together, and then... Needless to say, we laughed for quite a while. This got very awkward thereon after during those streams. So then in order to work around this voluptuous booty, instead of making small leaves, we went ahead and made bigger leaves that kind of doubled up as a kind of cape. And of course, we added the texture because leaf texture is fun. And you know what? I think it looks pretty good. We didn't do any kind of wings or anything like that. I went ahead and covered those holes. We just needed the flow of the leaves. And we also decided that there should be some kind of visual to the booty being present. The bunny booty. And of course, what is a bunny without its tail? So again, added the liquid Sculpey, dabba dabba dabba, and then we're going to take our pointy tool and make some textures here and there because we need the tail to be a little fluffy, right on top of the booty. And what kind of foresty character would this be if we didn't have a belly button? And of course, chat was very convincing again that we needed to make a kind of X-type texture, as you can see that we're doing right now. And by then, that was the end of our first stream. The next stream was basically us going ahead after baking it and then painting. And I was wearing a onesie, but I totally forgot to turn off the green screen, so this happened. Oh no, the green screen option is I was like, I am a white dinosaur now. If I tuck this in, look at that. And yes, just to clarify, that is a Mariah Elizabeth pickle onesie. Today, we're going to be painting this character. By the way, I want to give a huge shout out to Cat and Raven Designs because they not only drew our character, but they also colorized them. So there's some nice color scheme here, so I'm a little bit influenced because I really like this. So I want to kind of stay with similar-ish type colors because I thought this color scheme was pretty good. But I also figured it would be cool to give a different option. I gave chat all these different ideas, and they also gave me options to give 2 different colors for the eyes, which I really loved. And we ended up going with option C. And for these paints, we are using the Not Another Crap Kit exclusive paints. And holy carp, it took us forever to get the brown just right. We kept mixing ones and then getting it wrong and then trying different ones. But once we got that brown down, it just went smooth sailing from there because these paints they just glide like butter. And then, get your mind out of the gutter. Booty crafter, not by choice. Oh, you crack me up. Get it? You crack me up. At this point, I felt the need to have a little bit more control over a very faded blend, so I went ahead and used a kind of spongy technique. It's easier to blend colors this way, and we were dabbing and dabbing. As I told you, this chat got very interesting very quickly. And since green is the worst color when it comes to painting because it requires a lot of layers, I went ahead and did a layer of white on top of where all the leaves would go, and I wanted to make sure that we catch all of the leaves. Otherwise, it was going to be really hard to just cover everything, and sometimes there was a little bit of that contamination of brown. Just trust me, do a white layer before you do any kind of green. And we're using the pearlescent emerald for our leaves, but since we are making a kind of gradient, my biggest mistake was putting all the colors and then trying to blend them. I would ideally think that you should do one leaf at a time. Don't do the same mistake, because I had to go back over and over and over with that sponge in order to get different gradients. So we just kept going over and over until it was just right. Basically, don't do the same mistakes I did. And so here is our first leaf fully blended. I have to say I didn't have that much faith in me. Mariah Elizabeth definitely makes blending colors seem so much easier than it actually is. So I bow to the technique of color blending because I do not have it yet. And so instead of blending all the colors on the stream, it was going to be tedious and repetitive. We went straight ahead and did the mask. And for that, I wanted it to be a skull-like type mask because, I mean, it is a skull creature. And now we're going to do one of the fun parts, which is use the UV resin in the kit. Since we're doing two different colored of eyes, I'm using mica powders. That's the only thing that's not in the kit, but again, that caught me off guard. What chat wanted, chat got. The first one we're making is a purple, and I am lightly dropping it in there, and then using the UV light in order to harden it and then build up layers one by one. And now for the other eye, we're going to go with a red. It kind of reminds me of those 3D glasses from a long time ago where one was red and the other one was blue. I know one is purple, one is red, but kind of reminded me of that. Look! Oh my god! So cute! Now you're all cut up. We're going to go ahead and finish the blending of the fall autumnal leaves. Add another little bit of the white paint for the mask. We want it to be a little bit more opaque. And add a little bit of that pink so that the ears look kind of more like ears. I am using the pure brown in its form as we have it in the kit in order to go ahead and make that vine around the waist. And to give the mask a little bit more character, I am doing slight brown washes just to kind of bring things a little bit more forward, like the little crack. The mask crack is where I was talking about, not the other crack. Dang it. And drum roll, please. Here is our bootylicious character in all the 360 glory. I have to admit, this was such a fun character design. I had my ideas at first, but the fact of having you in chat just made this even more interesting. Now, here are the different names that we have as options for this character. Introducing the Dark Magician, Jigglyfluff. Moonlight Buns. Fluffy Cheeks. Sir Bunny's Buttsworth. Or just plain Peaches. I would love for you to vote both in the comment section, but also I'm going to put a link to the community tab poll. So make sure that you do vote there because it's going to be easier for me visually, but at the same time, I'm going to be looking at the comments. Remember, if you want to get your own Not Another Craft kit, make sure you check down below because again, last chance, we are not taking pre-orders for the future at this time. This is it. And if you want to watch some advent calendar reviews, make sure you check up here. And if you want to watch something else, also a little crafty, make sure you check over here. And in the description box below, there's a whole list of amazing artists and crafters that use this kit. Until then, I will see you grains in the next video.